Death Valley, California. Purgatory, Colorado. Devil's Pass, Alaska. Some far-flung locations carry names so ominous you'd never dare visit. But one remote valley in Canada boasts a title so terrifying, it's got them all beat. Not just because it's gruesome, but because it actually lives up to the hype of its name.
In the Nahanni National Park in northwest Canada, there's a 200-mile gorge referred to as the Valley of the Headless Men.
No picturesque metaphors here. The Valley of Headless Men earns its name, starting back in the early 1900s.
Most of us associate the gold rush with San Francisco or Deadwood. But by the late 19th, early 20th century, if you wanted to go prospecting in the wilderness, you had to work a little harder to find it.
People who had been in the gold rush in California start pouring into Canada.
They're going out into the vast reaches of the Canadian wilderness. There's no stores here, no hospitals. This is dangerous territory.
In 1904, two brothers, Willie and Frank McLeod, are among those looking for their fortune in the remote northern territories.
The McLeod brothers know they're going to be venturing out much further than other prospectors. So they stock up on supplies like flour, rifle cartridges, then they jump into their canoe and they paddle down the Nahanni River.
The conditions are extremely harsh. Grizzly bears and wolves, sub-zero temperatures even during the day. There's many dangers.
While camped out in the nether regions of the Canadian wilderness, the prospector's family doesn't expect regular communication. But when 2 years go by without any word, their loved ones fear the worst.
Willie and Frank's older brother, Charlie, pulls together a search party and goes looking for the men in their last known camping location. In 1908, he finds his brothers dead on the banks of the Nahanni River. They are fully clothed. A few personal effects are scattered around them, but what's truly strange is both bodies are missing their heads. Naturally, Charlie is convinced of foul play, but Canada's Royal Mounted Police are not so sure.
Canadian Mounted Police have a theory that, in fact, the brothers probably died of starvation, and then after the fact, scavenger animals came and removed the heads.
This story is full of holes, though. It's unlikely that both brothers would have starved to death at the same place and the same time.
And also, it just seems unlikely that if the bodies were found by wolves or grizzly bears, the animals would make off with just the heads of both bodies.
Another strange theory arises. It might have been a warning to other potential prospectors.
Throughout history, beheadings are very symbolic. Putting a severed head on a pike is a clear message to outlaws and intruders. So it's very unusual that in this case, the head is missing.
Could a local legend provide any insight?
The Dene people settled in the region 8,000 years ago, but they never put encampments or settlements in this particular valley. What do they fear?
Tribal folklore tells of a race of man-eating giants called the Nakani, which are said to be twice as tall as an ordinary man. They consume human flesh, so the lore goes, and they hunt in the valley.
Still, the case remains unsolved and appears to be an isolated incident. Until 1917.
A Swiss prospector named Martin Jorgensen appears to strike gold. He sends a letter back home to his family saying, "I found it, I'm rich."
But shortly after he sends this letter, he too is found dead next to his cabin, which has been burned to the ground. His body's found among the ashes. Once again, there's no head.
3 headless men found in the same remote place? A decade apart? Plenty to earn the nickname Valley of the Headless Men. Sadly, the mysterious headhunting isn't over.
Decades later, in 1945, there's a body found in a sleeping bag. And for the fourth time, there's no head. This is thought to be the body of a missing miner named Ernest Savard. Here's the strange thing. Gold mining has been going on in Canada for decades across vast regions. So it's unusual that it's only this one little tiny area that there are missing heads. Whether you believe these deaths are the result of some sort of legend or folklore, or maybe animal attacks or rival prospectors, simple fact is, they remain a mystery until today.
Not all mysterious locations have such colorful, macabre names. But there's one small body of water in central New Jersey that sounds adorable, Round Valley Reservoir. But its strange history is anything but.
If you look at other infamous locations like the Bermuda Triangle or the Dragon Sea, these are deep, expansive, natural locations with erratic weather. What's weird about Round Valley is that it's comparatively tiny and man-made.
For what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in strange disappearances, earning the nickname the New Jersey Triangle.
The longest unsolved disappearance dates back to May 4th, 1973, when two men, Thomas Trimblett and Christopher Zajeczkowski, are fishing on the reservoir in a 12-foot aluminum boat.
A few days later, the boat is found capsized on the eastern shore of the reservoir. There's 2 life preservers, an oar, and a broken fishing rod, and no sign of bodies.
And this is just the first chapter in this very disturbing mystery.
A few years go by. It's now March of 1977, and Craig Steer and Andrew Fasanella are out on the reservoir enjoying themselves in their canoe, rowing.
They're last seen paddling their canoe on the north side, heading east.
And they just disappear.
Just like the previous incident, their canoe and camping gear is discovered on the shore a few days later. The authorities send divers in almost immediately. They search the area, and they find no bodies.
Andrew's father is determined to find his son's remains, and he appeals to the New Jersey State Police, and they have access to a privately owned submarine, and they bring that to the reservoir.
Unfortunately, they find no bodies. And this is a man-made reservoir. These are fairly calm conditions. You're not dealing with ocean squalls or massive waves or great white sharks.
Another decade goes by. We're now in 1989. John Kubu and Andrew Lawson, they take a fishing boat out onto the reservoir. They again go to the eastern side.
You can probably guess how this ends.
For our third time now. All of their items are accounted for, their camping gear, you name it, but they're nowhere to be found. It's the same pattern again and again.
Conventional searches turn up no signs of any bodies that have gone missing over the past 15 years. But in 1993, some hungry fishermen catch something that finally sheds some light on this cold case.
It's the remains of Albert Lawson. The remains that a submarine could not find have been caught by a fisherman. John Kubu, his friend, still nowhere to be found.
This break leads to a full-scale search effort in 2006, when authorities take advantage of unusually low water levels.
A team of state police, FBI, and Bergen County Sheriff's officers fan out on foot and in boats all across the 180-foot deep reservoir. They even bring in another state-of-the-art submarine.
And yet with all this technology, all this attention, all these people focused on this objective, they find nothing.
6 years later, another unexpected clue surfaces.
In 2012, a fisherman's hook catches on something heavy that doesn't resist like a fish would. And he reels it in. There is a massive boot on the end of that line. He takes a closer look inside, and there is what looks like bones and decayed human flesh.
Unfortunately, due to the amount of time that the foot has spent underwater, authorities are unable to use it to determine any kind of connection to the missing bodies. As of today, the New Jersey Triangle has claimed 26 lives, and at least 6 bodies remain undiscovered.
As far as the mysterious foot, that might not belong to any of the Jersey Triangle's official victims. At just 50 to 100 miles from Newark or Atlantic City, a deep lake is a very convenient place to dump inconvenient people. That foot could be anybody's.